Afternoon, Scott.
Good afternoon, Neil.
We are in Kelja, Slovenia today, playing Prelude to the Dying.
I think you almost got that right.
Or Prelude to Dying. Oh, Kelja? Selja? Slovenia? Yeah, maybe partially right. I am playing the Slovenian partisans, and you are playing the Croats.
Yeah.
This was a simultaneous setup scenario, so we set it up in Vassal. I think you set up everything hidden first, and then I set up. We just traded back and forth until we got a setup, but we didn't know each other's setup until we actually started. So I'm essentially playing the defenders on the bottom side of the board, the Slovenian partisans. And I have to cover basically the whole width of the board because I had no idea how you were going to try to exit off the board. So I had to cover, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 4 valleys on this map on top of maybe 4 hills or so. So I spread out all across the front on the hills. In hex K3, I have a mortar in foxhole, and in hex V3 I have a mortar in a foxhole, kind of to cover the village and the valleys and your entry points for your reinforcements that come on later. And then I spread my foxholes basically on top of the hills, either in the covering the valleys primarily, and I spread my units all across that. Now, knowing how this scenario went, I think I would have set my units up more central to allow them to react quicker, because the guys I have set up out on the flanks had a really, especially on the left flank, had a really hard time getting into the battle because most of your units, as you're going to talk about here in a second, came in over on the right, which would be the south side of the board, and went up that valley. So what's your avenue of attack here?
I believe I had to exit 20 CVPs off the bottom of the
Yeah.
laying area.
Yep.
And yeah, my plan. Well, I messed with a couple ideas, but I ended up just going with bum rushing the majority of my infantry off down the right side of the playing area. I left. I had 2 crude mortars that I set up on the hill on the left of center there to provide harassing fire. And I had 2 crude medium machine guns that I set up on the hill on around the right side there to hopefully provide some covering fire. And I wasn't, my plan was just basically leave them behind, let them do their thing, and then bum rush everything else down the right side of the board.
Yeah, 20 victory points. Yeah, I'm just looking at the scenario sheet. You had 17, 18, 20 squads. You had quite a few victory points to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, so
go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about casualties, I guess. I mean, it was the simultaneous setup made it kind of tough. It was like, as far as formulating a plan, it was just like, well, let's try this.
Yeah, and I couldn't afford trying to take a gamble and cover, left, right, or center, because if I calculated or predicted wrong, the game would pretty much be over. So I was forced to spread out.
Yeah.
And I had
spread out.
I had a medium machine gun, I think, in G5. Again, knowing how this ended, I would not have set the medium machine gun up on the flank because it's a 5 portage point, and to get that guy on the left all the way over to the right where most of the units are, I think I just left it there at some point. I just ran away and dropped it in the foxhole.
Yeah, here I am, just moving as hard and as fast as I can down the right side. You ended up with a medium machine gun, and you moved your 9 -1 leader.
Oh, in X2?
Yeah.
somewhere, or yeah. Our mortars are trading fire. 'Cause
Yeah, you had
I couldn't see anything with my
no
mortars.
the line of sight on
Oh yeah,
these boards. It was brutal.
yeah.
Yeah.
My two mortars couldn't see your guys set up on the right, coming on the other side of the hill. So I thought I would just leave them because you had to bring some reinforcements on later.
Well, that's kind of why I chose the right side because it had a fair amount of defilade, I guess. It was.
Hmm. So I'm trying to react now. It's my turn.
Yeah.
You've made your first move, and I'm scrambling to rush guys over. And because of the terrain, I mean, even going up these roads over this hill 604 took a lot of movement factors.
Yeah, you got your 9-1 medium machine gun, 2 squads of medium machine gun, light machine gun, I think, on the right there now, and that held me up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, you just brought on reinforcements. Took a shot with the mortar and got nothing.
Yeah, we both had reinforcements, which was interesting too. Uh, they had to enter from the top corners of the
Hmm.
map.
Yeah, it's like I had partisans chasing your Croats as they entered the board from the two corners.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm trying to readjust there in the lower right to at least block you, prevent you from moving quickly, so I can bide some time to bring some more units over to reinforce. But I don't have a whole lot to work with. I have a few 337s there.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure what to do with my reinforcements. I wasn't sure if I should, because they got to haul ass to
Hmm.
stay in the game.
Yeah.
So it's either you haul ass or maybe I could use them to harass your guys.
I must have blown up your mortar in N8 on Hill 520. It's no longer there. Did I nuke that thing somehow?
I think you got a critical hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your other reinforcements came on, took more mortar shots, and I don't think I did anything to them.
You had better luck with your mortars than I did with mine.
Yeah.
You did, yeah, yeah. Well, I think you got the critical hit on the one, and then the other one, you broke the crew and had a hard time rallying them.
Hmm. So now on the left, I'm completely bailing out. I left the medium in the G8 foxhole, and I'm trying to rush over Hill 604 to get into the center at least.
Well, yeah, you pretty much had to. I mean, we're only on turn 2,
Hmm.
and not too far from the exit already.
No, no. Yeah, I was just running as fast as I could to get over there. And you've already taken some attrition. I've gotten, I see at least 2 broken units. I think you eliminated maybe another one. And it's kind of collapsing fairly quickly over on the right. I dropped that other medium because I think I had to route. You broke those guys and I had to route. I
Yeah.
had to leave it. And you just run over it. You're like, I'm not picking that boat anchor up.
No way. No, it was all about speed for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
just trying to get down the board as fast as I could.
So
You were able to, yeah.
my first reinforcements came in on the top, uh, chasing your guys, and I just ran them up through those woods and bypassed through that graveyard and got into that building to see if I could do something. You're swarming my guys down on the bottom there, bottom right. Failure to route. I think there
Yeah.
was there no quarter in the special scenario? Yeah.
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 Yeah. Scenario
Take no
special rule. Yeah.
take no prisoners. So at this point, we're already in turn 3, and I don't know how many victory points you have there, but you have a significant amount. You're near the board edge already, and I'm panicking. I don't know what to do.
Oh, you were able to get a small group of guys down to that bottom right corner that kind of held me up for a turn, I think, too.
Yeah, that guy that just circled around the bottom of the hill, backside of the hill, kind of reinforced it. Yeah, my goal was to get guys around the backside of that hill, because you couldn't exit the whole width of the board. It was I don't know, maybe hex row AA through F or something. So you had to kind of get in where those woods are and that swamp to get off. So I was trying to angle in to try to cut you off. Up top, I tried to assault move across the road, and I think you got a KIA. You rolled snake eyes or something. Killed him.
And vaporized
Yeah,
them.
vaporize them. So my reinforcements, my first group came in, and they're pretty much dead. I think I only had one squad though. One squad and one leader and a light. It wasn't much. Now you're
Yeah,
pushing up the center.
yeah, one of my reinforcement groups. Uh, they didn't really end up doing anything though.
Well, the game
Yeah.
the game was called before they. I mean, they probably would have gotten off at some point, but they didn't need to.
Yeah. They kind of cut off. I guess they kind of cut off a couple of your units from getting over to the right side.
Yeah, because I stopped moving. The guys in kind of the center left in the woods road there, they were going
Mm-hmm.
to move over to cut off, but you had these guys coming down the road, so they stopped to try to take them on.
I ended up jumping into close combat with you down there. That almost went bad for me.
Oh, I don't remember. There was a
We
close combat
ended
in
up.
W2 that just ended that you took.
That was just I think your crew.
Yeah, and then
Was able to
there's
take them out.
giant close combat here. I think
Oh, that's right. I generated a sniper, and the sniper went to the melee hex, and it broke like one of my squads,
your squad.
and
Ah,
it almost tipped the balance on the. I think I ended up winning the close combat, but then you brought some guys down around, and jumped in, added to the
oh,
close combat.
I think it was my sniper that did it because your sniper won't attack your own units. So I have a sniper counter in there. I think it was mine that did it.
Yeah, no, it was
Oh,
yours. I
okay.
generated it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh yeah, you took me out. Yeah, because of that. Because of that sniper.
Oh, now you're coming around behind me. You're in front of me. I don't remember if you fired to encircle me, but I might have been encircled there, depending on how you fired guys back at me. But it's looking grim here. We're on your turn 5. And yeah, we're almost at the end. You have, I don't know, probably like 20 something victory points right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everything in hex X7 is broke. And the nearest thing I had that wasn't broken was I don't even know where. Everything is broken. I just threw in the towel at this point. I couldn't. There's no way I
Yeah.
could stop you on turn 5. And yeah, like I said at the beginning, I think my problem was I I set up too spread out. Um, I should have been spread out, but a little more centralized so I could get to the edges quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, that probably would have made a difference.
Yeah.
Was,
But it was a fun scenario. I think we learned a lot about visualizing the board in 3D because there was a lot of crazy terrain going on here,
yeah, it was.
gullies and height different heights and swamps and mud flats and stuff. Now the tail of the dice. Um, you were hotter than me. You 6.8 versus 7.2, but I don't feel like I got out diced in this game. I just think my initial setup was what hampered me from reacting to how you approached.
No, yeah, I think the dice. I mean, yeah, mine was a little better than yours. Probably at the right moments too. Maybe you ended up with a lot of broken guys,
Hmm.
but
You beat me in Snake Eyes, which hasn't happened a
that's
lot
rare.
lately. It
No,
doesn't happen a lot lately. I beat you in 12s though. But yeah, I didn't feel this game was dicey. But there were a lot of rolls. I think there was over 300 rolls, 306 rolls. So good
yeah,
scenario. But I think every once in a while when we play these, minor versus partisan type scenarios, we get burned out on them, and then we move on to something else.
yeah,
You feel
that
really
can be
limited
rough.
in what you can do.
Yeah.
Next up, we have another Medal of Honor scenario. Thorn in your side, and it may be the last Medal of Honor Schwerpunkt one we do.